Hi everyone. I don't know if this is working. I'm going to try turning it up a bit. That's what happened last time and it went weird. All right, tell me if this sounds okay. Of course, Facebook changed their thing again and I couldn't get it to go landscape. So I'm just going to go ahead with however it's set up. Morning everyone. Can you hear Pat? Okay, good. The sound is fine. Usually I do it landscape and you just tip your phone and get it landscape, but today it wouldn't do it. So, Facebook is always changing everything and they don't let you know. You just go log in and hello. All right. It is Saturday, October 16th, and this is my breast cancer fundraiser. This is my 3rd annual breast cancer fundraiser. So hopefully the people that were on before will know to refresh, because if you lose the feed and you're already on, well, you didn't lose it, I canceled it. You have to refresh. So hopefully they'll find us. If not, there will be the replay, not in landscape. Okay, so thank you to those who purchased the breast cancer fundraising kit. I had a lot of different options that you could choose from. You could get the whole suite. We're featuring the Peaceful Cabin stamp set and the Peaceful Home Designer Series paper, which is incredible. If nothing else, you need to get a pack of the paper. It was on back order for a while, but it is available again. So it is just incredible. Now, I didn't use a lot of the stamped images because some people don't have the stamp set, but in the PDF that I sent to the people that purchased the class, I put lots of cards in the last section that have the cards made using the stamp. And you can stamp your envelopes. I'm sure you can figure out how to use the stamp set. It's absolutely beautiful. So we are using the sentiments. Well, I'm using the sentiments. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. So when you purchased the class, you received a bag. In the bag was this little kit from me, and I'll show you what's in it. And then the way I do my classes is in each envelope are all the materials to make 2 of the cards. So for this class, we're making 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. I hate when it's not landscape. You have to my screen space is like this big. Okay, we're just gonna work with it. So you're gonna have enough products to make 8 cards and a beautiful little gift box holder if you wanted to gift some of these cards to a friend. And if you do want to do that, I'd suggest buying another pack of paper, and so you have some for yourself and some to give away. That's why I do 2 cards, 2 designs, 2 of each of the designs, because some people like to save one and then give one away. So that's what's in your kit. There was other stuff. There's a mat for you to stamp on, door prizes. I gave away all the door prizes. There were some bundles, all kinds of things. And also some people purchased the mystery box, which had minimum $125 worth of Stampin' Up! Products for $50. And that money just all went to breast cancer research. So in that little package, there is a breast cancer cookie made by my niece Molly. There is the ribbon that was part of your package that is gorgeous. There's a breast cancer pin. And as a little gift from me, there are the rhinestone basic jewels. So these will look really pretty added to your cards. So that's what's in that little package. All right, let's go ahead and get started on the cards. The first card, I think it's my favorite. This is what it looks like. It's a fold, a fun fold. So let's put this one together. Hey Judith. Okay, now I just got rid of all my packages. So in your package, you just dig out what you need. So you'll have your basic white card base. This is smoky slate. All the grays are quite different. And I'll show you the trick of how I cut these papers. 2 little pieces of designer series paper and a piece of silver and your sentiment, which I have over to the left. All right. I find it easier to make 2 of the same cards when you're doing a card class. So it's, I just find that easier. And sometimes if you mess up the first one, you'll have the second one. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you found me. I'm sorry I had to log on and log off. Facebook changed their thing again, and that's why I can't go landscape. And then anyways. They don't tell you when they change stuff. They just change it, and I don't want to log on too early because I try to log on 1 minute before I say I'm going to log on so that you can find me, because if you've already logged in, you won't see it unless you refresh your Facebook feed. Alright, so we also need ribbon. This ribbon is just so pretty. And we're going to use it on 3 of the cards, but you could also use it on the 4th card as well. Door prize. Wasn't a door prize. So here's the trick for cutting this designer series paper. So this piece is, just did the PDF, so I should know all these measurements off by heart, but I don't. 2 and 1 1/4. So what I did is I cut a piece that was 3 1/4 by, I'm not going to give away all the measurements, 5. So I cut it 3 1/4 by 5, and then I cut off 1 1/4. So in your packages, hopefully I did it properly, you should have your pieces stacked like this, and hopefully, although it doesn't really matter, when you go like this, they do match up. In theory, but doesn't always happen. Hey Daryl, hi Teresa. We had like a wicked thunderstorm this morning, the loudest thunder I think I've ever heard. And then I was worried that the power was going to be going off, so it might. It still might. So those are my pieces of DSP. And here's my piece of basic white. 8.5 by 4.5, scored at 1 3/4 and 6. I'm not posting all the measurements because this is a paid for class. You're just getting the bonus of seeing the cards. And you can screenshot it really fast if you want. So, scored at, what did I say? 1 3/4 and 6. So we're going to just go ahead and fold these in. Bought myself a new bone folder. Love me a new bone folder. Okay, it does overlap a little bit, and I kind of like that. So now we have our 2 pieces of smoky slate, which I'm just going to go ahead and put on my card. The one thing nice about this card class is you really only need 1 ink color. I used a basic gray because it was darker. So there we go. These cards are not tricky, but I just think the paper makes them beautiful. Ha, that's hilarious. I know, I did give my daughter one when she was over last time, so I forget what she was using. Okay, so now we adhere our DSP. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can tell. Well, if you have the paper, you know that there's all little silver flecks in there. And this is silver foil. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. You need to have a pack of this paper and get it before it sells out again. You can do so much just with the paper, as you'll see when we're done these 4 cards. Okay. I'm looking at my other one to remember how I did it. Now we have our little piece of silver. This is a new silver. It's called specialty silver, and it's got a little bit of texture in it. All of these sentiment dies that I die cut are from Tasteful Labels. I used this one, and I used this one. Another card I didn't use a label, and one I used a little piece of paper. So just so you know, I already went ahead and stamped it. So this is from the Peaceful Cabin stamp set. May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. Isn't that nice? Oh my gosh, I love it. So first I'll put my ribbon on. So I'm going to tie a ribbon around. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I just love this card. So, and I'm just going to do a knot in this one. You guys have a whole bowl to ribbon, so go to town if you want to do a bow. I should be back live next week. My mom is not doing well, so I've kind of been spending as much time as I can with her this week. So hopefully I'll get back to my lives next week. That's the plan. But the best laid plans. Alright, so I'm just going to tie a little knot. I like to do it sideways so that my knot goes sideways. Now your paper is going to look different than this because I cut everybody's paper out of different sections of the piece of DSP. So when I did the instructions in the PDF, I did say, like, look at the paper and see where it best suits. Okay, that's way too loose. This ribbon is very stiff. I don't want to spend too much time, but if I tie it too tight, I'm not going to be able to get it undone. And I do want it to be a little tighter than that. There we go. Let's try that again. I want it about here. I'm going to hold it this time. That's better. You can always use glue dots to put it exactly where you want it, which is what I'm probably going to do because it's still a little bit loose. Alright, now for this one, it's going to sit here, and I want this sentiment to sit here. So I just want a teeny tiny little bit hanging over. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue here. You can put a little flag in it if you want. I thought it was nice just plain. Okay, just making sure it's straight. Yeah, that looks good. And now when I do put my dimensionals on, it's going to hold down my ribbon. Hey, Shannon. So I'm putting my dimensionals more to the right. I can probably, this is my trick, I put it on. See, one more wouldn't quite fit. I'm adjusting. I'm going to stick one in the middle. All right. The DSP is Peaceful Place. It's part of the Peaceful Cabin DSP. I might lose power here too because we have storms coming and going. Alright, I am going to take a little glue dot and add it here. Oh, I'm just stuck to my nail. So I'm just going to put it under the knot so you can't really see it, but it'll hold it in place. Glue dots are your friend. So there's our first card. This paper is gorgeous. And it's not just Christmas either. You could use it for a birthday. It would be a beautiful, beautiful sympathy card, I think. Now, you do have your rhinestones. Actually, I'm going to open up a new pack because a lot of my other ones are missing, or I've used them all up. Basic rhinestones are the ones we kind of forget about because they're basic, but they just add a nice element to your card. So I'm going to put a couple up here, and they come in 3 sizes, which I like, and maybe one here. All right, card number 1. May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. Obviously, you can put any sentiment you want. Hey, Catherine. Glad you found us. I had a bit of a snafu at the beginning. You could also put another glue dot there, but I think it's okay. You just don't want your ribbon falling off when they're pulling it out of the envelope. Okay, so that's the first card. The second card might be my favorite, but maybe not, because they're all really pretty. Now, your measurements on this are a little wonky because, well, just because. I folded the paper the wrong way when I was putting it together, so anyways. So the measurements in your PDF are correct. But this one works fine. It's just a bit squarer. These beautiful, beautiful snowflakes from the mini catalog. You must have that. Well, thanks, Judith. You must get those. And this velvet paper as well. So we're using velvet paper, the snowflakes, same Peaceful Home, Peaceful Place, Designer Series paper, basic gray, and then the sentiment again. The die is from Tasteful Labels. I've already gone ahead and done it. So this card, made this card a lot. So yours is supposed to be, yours is not, but properly done, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, scored at 1 inch. So yours is not quite that, but it still works. So you need to score it. And my sample here so I don't forget anything. So here's what it's going to look like. Isn't that pretty? I forgot to put rhinestones, but we'll put rhinestones. And then I love this one when you have a really nice front and coordinating back. So I think it's really, really pretty. So what we're going to do first is put our strip of white, which mine is the wrong size. So you might need to trim yours, it's easy. So just put some glue on the back, and it doesn't matter if you have too much because you're going to be adding your piece of Designer Series paper as well. So you just want to put this so it's showing as much as you want, but really you want it straight is the main thing. So if you have grid paper, you could line it up on your grid paper to make sure that it's straight. Why is that? This shouldn't be so hard to do. Alright, that looks fairly straight. That's why I like the white glue. It gives me a little bit of time to move it around. Okay, that looks good. I am going to trim this off. Alright, got a bit of glue there. That's okay, my ribbon's going to be covering it. Now this piece, when I originally designed it, I did it a bit shorter, but it doesn't stand nicely. So this one should be the exact same height as your card. So you want to go ahead and put glue here. And then put it as close to the edge as, close to the fold as you can. Alright. Now, if you want, you can go and you could have put glue under there, but I don't really care. So next, I'm going to put my ribbon. And again, you have a whole bowl to this, so actually, I may go and put some glue dots there. But I'll do that after. Now for this one, I want a bow, so I'll need a bigger piece of ribbon. Hope I'm still in camera. So I'm going to turn it this way because I want my tails to go this way, and I want it centered. So let's see if I can get a bow out of this. This ribbon is incredible. It was on back order for a long time as well. And as soon as it came off of back order, I ordered it all for the class. So let's see if I can get a nice little bow here. A bow is easier to adjust. That's pretty good. Actually, it's kind of perfect. Alright, so there we have our bow. I am going to take a glue dot and hold it in place. Don't need to do that, but I like to not have things floating around too much. Tasteful Labels is a must-have. I use it all the time. Okay, just... Now, we take our snowflake. You just have to punch them out. These are so amazing. And you can also color them with blends. I did that on one of my videos. So I have my snowflake, which, as you know, because I always say it, perfectly fits a dimensional. I saw someone's video and they said they wished that these had glue on them or adhesive. I don't, because I always put a dimensional. Okay, and you can decide. I like putting mine straight up and down. I don't know. It's just me. Then we have our Merry Christmas. The Merry Christmas is from Peaceful Deer. But I'm sure you have, if you have the Itty Bitty Christmas Greetings, I love that stamp set. it would be perfect in here as well. So I am going to put just a glue dot on this. Put it right across the middle. And then add some rhinestones. Isn't this pretty? Just love it. And the rhinestones just really pick up on the silver in the paper. I don't know, I'm obsessed with this paper. I think I said that about the blackberry paper too. Whoever designs their paper should get a raise. Okay, so there's little glitters from the ribbon. Merry Christmas. Isn't that pretty? And it's pretty on both sides. Okay, that's card number 2. Card number 3. Again, simple but very elegant, I think. And you can, if you want, color some of these, and I'll show you a card later where I did that. So, Smoky Slate, Whisper White, Basic Gray, and Peaceful Home. And for this one, oh yeah, I have the sentiment stamped. This is totally easy. But don't forget to fold it in half and then put it aside and build up the rest of your card, because you want to put the ribbon around this white base. And I can tell you how many times at card class when I tell people this and then they go, oh, you hear it from all the tables. I forgot to put the ribbon on. You can tuck it in, but it's way better if you put it around. So stamp a sentiment on the bottom. I used Christmas to Remember. This is a really fun set. Some of the sentiments are nice and big, some of them are smaller, but I love the combination of the fonts. Friends like you make this season special. Love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through. It's just really beautiful. And this one, may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. Love that. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Just a great stamp set. Okay, my suggestion is to put this piece on first. So it's just a tiny little border just to give it a little punch of the darker gray. Well, it's actually a bigger border than I thought. It's a bigger border than that one. Now, put your sentiment as close to the bottom as you can. This one is a bit tight. If it's too tight, trim it off. I think that's what happened on this one. But this will be fine. So just play around with it. Maybe place, before you stamp your sentiment, place this gray piece on top so you know exactly how much space you have, which I didn't do. Alright, so there we have that one. Now don't put it on yet because we have to put our ribbon around. And for this one, again, I just tied a little knot. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Sometimes I feel like I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I do appreciate you joining me. It's so pretty here right now with the leaves, but with this big heavy rain, a lot of the leaves will be fallen. Okay, so what I did is I put my little knot to the right of my sentiment because I don't want it right over top. So let's try that. And it can be off a little bit because we're adding it to the gray base. When you work with this ribbon, you have little glitters all over you. It's not usually this tricky, but I'm trying to get it so it stays pretty tight. Okay, it's kind of wonky, but I'll take it. Anything can be fixed with glue dots. So let's just go ahead and fix it because it seems to be like going at a totally weird angle. There. Perfect. Now, if you want to, what did I do? I put it down flat, but let's try popping this one up. It will require quite a few dimensionals, but that's okay. Is anyone else in their craft room today? If you live in Ottawa, you might be in your craft room because it's supposed to, we have like a rainfall warning. So we're getting lots of rain. You could also use the big foam sheets and put a couple of strips down here so it doesn't kind of squish in the middle. That's the only trouble with popping up a piece this big. You don't want it squishing in the middle, especially if you're mailing it, but I think it'll be pretty. All right, so let's center this. It's a lot of dimensionals. Okay, and now we're going to add some bling. So I basically added bling down near where the sentiment was. Obviously, you can add bling wherever you like. You sometimes, or maybe not you, but I sometimes forget about these basic rhinestones because they're just kind of such a classic, basic thing. But they're perfect. Sometimes you just need a little pop of bling. All right, that looks good. Make sure I'm in the, sorry if I'm not in the camera. I'm used to having lots of space around me. But I don't know what Facebook did this time, but okay, that's card number 3. At the end, I'm going to show you a bunch of other cards that you can make and also the little gift box. So next one, basic black, designer series paper, the silver foil, and oh yeah, in your kits there's a little strip of paper. Contraband. You're funny. All right, so basic black, fold in half. We did a similar card for the Blackberry Bliss class, if those of you who joined me. Totally simple. Here's what it looks like. But it doesn't need much more than this. Actually, Phyllis designed this card. And the black, I like how she used the black. I probably would have thought of silver, but the black pulls in the black from the tree. And it's all glittery. It's so pretty. So let's go ahead and put our glue on. And I can't wait for you to see the little box as well. Now this one, I'm going to slide it up. It might need a slight trim. So I'm popping it up so I can just trim the sky and not the tree. All right, there we go. Now the little ones of silver, there's a couple of ways you can do it. I haven't done this before, but I'm going to try putting the glue right here. They're only a 1/4 inch, so you only need a little line of glue. I've actually never done it this way, but the more times you handle the silver with this white glue, the more chance there is that you get marks on the front. So let's see if this is going to work. So I'm laying it on top and just sliding it over so that's right next to the DSP. That worked good. That worked well. A bit wide. Oh, that's good. So let's put that down. And of course I did it so that this one's up and this one's up. That's fine. Just give it a little trim. Sometimes easier to trim it when you have it on so you know you can get it exact. So now for my sentiment. This is from the Peaceful Cabin. Your kindness makes the world a more beautiful place to be. Isn't it gorgeous? So it's going to be here, and I want to flag it at the end. So I know I don't want it any wider than this. And I might just trim a little bit of this off. Alright, so I usually just cut in the middle and then cut up to my point. I don't know, the last few times I've done this, it's been weird. There, good enough. So I am going to pop this up with dimensionals, and that is not straight. Better. This sentiment is beautiful. Oh. See which one. Okay, this one is straighter. You can see my 2 attempts. So let's go with this one. Oh, and I'll show you what you can do with the ribbon if you like to. So you could take a little piece of the ribbon and put it underneath and then put your sentiment on top. Or you could do this little thing where you, it needs to be bigger I think, where you do it kind of like the breast cancer ribbon. Let's try that. Or not just the breast cancer ribbon, but okay, I'm just going to hold it here and see if I'm going to like it. No, I don't actually think it needs it. Nope, fail. Sometimes it doesn't need a ribbon. I'm going to keep those pieces though. But it does need bling. Thanks, Shannon. So you have enough in your package to do 2 sentiments. I didn't cut it because you can just do it however you like. Alright, and now a little bit of bling. Alright, so there is card number 4. Oh, no. More bling. There. You could emboss this if you want. I don't know. This paper is so pretty that I don't think you really need to do a lot of other stuff. So there is card number 4. Okay, now I'm just going to tidy up a little bit and then we'll do our little box and then I'll show you the rest of the cards. So here's what the box is going to look like. It's totally simple, but it's beautiful. So these are the clear acetate boxes you can get from Stampin' Up. I do need my ribbon. And this is so simple. I have used the tags, what are they called? The TaylorMade tags. And these are on back order right now because they're so perfect. I didn't think I needed more tag dies. I've used these a lot. So I think I use this one right here for this box. Okay, let's get, so there's a couple of ways you can put it together. I'm just going to show you the basics and then you can add yours how you want. So I did have this Happy Holidays, which I love, and that sentiment is from Poinsettia Petals, Happy Holidays. And I also used Warm Wishes from Our Home to Yours. I thought that's nice if you're giving someone a little pack of Christmas cards. Thanks, Teresa. So this is Happy Holidays, and the one we're going to put together is Warm Wishes. So there's not a lot to this, but I think it's pretty. So we have our Snowflake. I'll use the other one that I have here. And these acetate boxes, you can hold probably 5 cards. Not really more than 5 cards in envelopes. 4 is nice as well. Our team, our Pinery Paper Pals group, is supporting a Hospice Ottawa fundraiser in November, so we're putting together little card boxes. We're going to do some with Christmas cards and then some with all occasion cards. This is a beautiful gift. If you have someone in your life that you don't know who to buy for, a little pack of all occasion cards is perfect. Especially now that my parents are at a retirement home and you see that some people cannot get out to get things like cards. They would love to have a little box of a sympathy, a thank you, just because cards to send to their friends, I'm sure, or family. So you have a 1-inch strip, 1" by 12 strip of the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. I always want to call it Peaceful Home. And I had to change my blade, and so some of them I cut before I realized, so if it's a little bit funny at the end, I apologize. I actually used a file to try to clean it up a little bit, but all you're going to do now, make sure that you do this on the front. So where the flap folds back, you can see the fold line That should be the front of your box. So you're just going to kind of fold it with your fingers. You can measure it if you want, but really there's no point. Okay, so now I'm just going to take some, I'm going to use Stamp and Seal. I could use Stamp and Seal Plus. And just where I kind of know it's going to overlap. I'm going to pull it in, straighten it up. Alright, so there we have our belly band. That's called a belly band. And now we're going to put our ribbon. You're probably going to want to order more of this ribbon. So we want a bow, so I'm going to cut it fairly long. And all those extra little pieces you can save because you can use them for things. So here's, I'm going to put the bow, okay. Good thing I looked because I should put my snowflake on first so that I'll know exactly where to put my bow. I hope you guys have fun putting these card classes together, or these cards together. I think you will. I am going to use a dimensional just because they fit perfectly. Shannon's laughing. Okay, so I do like my snowflakes straight up. You can have it hanging off the box, but no, actually I wouldn't because the ribbon will wreck it. So I want my bow right in the middle of this snowflake. So I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. It's easier to adjust before you've tied it, just as a FYI. This ribbon is just so fun to play with. Those of you who purchased the class, as soon as the Facebook Live is over, hopefully I don't have any issues downloading it. And then I already sent you the PDF. And actually I forgot to take the old video out, so it's for the peaceful, it's for last week's video. But I will send you the one with the new one. Because I have to do it on Facebook and then upload it. I'm just putting a little blue dot there. Now you can put one, I think I will. Just going to tuck one under here because I don't really want it moving around. Okay. Now our sentiment. So you could just tuck it in here. You could tuck it below the snowflake. I'm going to take, this is not in your kit, but you can do it if you want. I'm going to take a little piece of, this is the Simply Elegant trim. It comes in gold and silver. You can see I'm almost done my gold. I'm going to try this. I might not like it. So I'm just pulling it through the bow. I could have done it when the bow was halfway tied actually, but I didn't think of that. Yes, I do like that. Alright, so if you have any silver trim at home, you can add that, or just, what I did here is I just tucked it into the bow. I'm just going to grab some envelopes. And we'll put one copy of the 4 cards that we made into our little box. So we have this one. And I always decide which one I really want at the front, like to showcase what's inside. This one would be a nice one to have on the front. I think I'm going to do this one though. It's kind of my favorite. So, now you can also put one showing at the front and one showing at the back. Let's do that. So there I have my 4 cards. So if you're going to give away one of each of the ones that you made. The acrylic, or the boxes are quite stiff, which is good because you don't want your cards to get squished. Oopsie. do be careful about all the little bits. There we go. And my ribbon. And then for this one, you just need to make sure it gets underneath that little flap. Which, there. And then you just close it up. Now, you might not want to give these as a gift. I'm just showing you how you can package it. So there we go. May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. So you don't even need this tag, actually, if you have this one showing. But when you have your tag on, someone could use the box for something different. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to sell some of these at the hospice fundraiser, and it is in November. If you live in Ottawa, you can go. It was supposed to be at the Irish Ambassador's Embassy, but because of COVID restrictions, they've changed it, and I believe it's the Hellenic Center, and I think it's the 19th to the 21st. It's several days, and you'll see Pinery Paper Pals products there. We're just donating our products to hospice, and then they will sell them and keep the money. Okay, so that's the box. Isn't it pretty, Catherine? I just think this would be a beautiful gift set. And if you don't do Christmas sentiments, then you could use it for really any time of the year. I love it. All right, so let's review our 4 cards from today. So our first card was this beautiful fun fold. Well, for this way that Facebook has made today, I can put them up here. Then we had the beautiful snowflake. The other one had some bling on it. Let's put it this way. Then we had the little cabins in the woods, and I'll show you how to color or one that's colored. Yes, you could just use the belly band. You're right, Judith. I like the box because it keeps them safe and not getting damaged. And then this one, your kindness makes the world a more beautiful place to be. See, that sentiment in this little gift set, they could use for any time. All right, trying to show the best way to show these. Okay, so I'm just going to leave those on screen for a second. I don't know, we have such a weird setup today. Here's my bracelet. Oh dear. Of course, if you want to order this paper, you can go to my website and order. It's called Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. I also used the snowy white velvet sheets and the wonderful snowflakes. And there are other things in this suite of products as well. Alright, just checking comments and then I'll show you the other cards. I know, Shannon, I just ordered 4 more packs of snowflakes. They're just so pretty. And they're so easy to use. And they're a good price point. In Canada, I think they're only $8.25. And you get 24. $8.25 and you get 24 snowflakes. That's a good deal. Well, here's the silver foil that I used as well. So silver foil specialty pack. So it is in the catalog. I use the lightest color of silver. So there's 3 different shades of silver, kind of like the gold pack they had last year. Okay, so let's move these ones out of the way, and I will show you some of the other ones I've made. And if you purchase the class, you'll have pictures of all these, so you can make them as well. So here's another fun fold. A lot of them I've done on my Facebook Lives. Here's another little fun fold that's using that cute little tree punch. So that's cute. And then again, you know what? The paper. It's the paper. I love this Christmas set. What's it called? Heartfelt Wishes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Then this one I used on one of my Facebook Lives on, it's all just scraps. And it's just so pretty. There's the paper, the velvet, and the foil. And then just little scraps of your designer series paper. Here's one that I colored. So I pulled in cinnamon cider, and then I used cinnamon cider to color just one cabin, the focal one, and then the green on the trees. Did I use Wink of Stella? Yeah, I did. I did Wink of Stella just on the roof for the snow. So it has a totally different look when you pull in when you color it, I think. Here it is not colored, and here it is colored. Personally, I like it not colored, but some people love color. So that one, here's another one using that same little cabins, and we've done this card design before. You just take your piece of, that's probably 3 by probably 3.5, because you have to allow for your little spaces. Isn't that pretty? This one I've used up the quickest, the snowflakes. I love snowflakes. This was one we made on one of my Facebook Lives. It's one of those cool folds. I'm not going to try to get it back together. Here's another one. Again, simple, but using the foil. Now, don't worry, I would not have used this whole sheet of foil. I would have punched something out from underneath. So that's another, just the foil. Oh, I did do some heat embossed stars up here. Really cute. Here's one with a shaker card. These little sequins are part of the suite. So that, and then the tree embossed folder. And then here's another one, another shaker card using the pines embossing folder. All right, Peaceful Cabin, gotta get it. Or you can purchase it if you're in Canada from my website, mariannecowan.com. I hope you enjoyed this class. Those of you who did not purchase the class, I know some of you can't because you're not in Canada. I hope you enjoyed a little sneak peek of what my card classes look like. My next one is next Saturday. It's already full. So it's the gingerbread class. And then it's November 13th for the Season of Sparkle something class. I forget the exact title, but you can check my website, mariannecowan.com, under events, and you'll see what I have upcoming. All right, thank you. Oh, good, Catherine. I'm glad today's a perfect day to be in your crafter and crafting. So hopefully you'll see the 4 designs that I did for the card class, and I always love it when you change them up. And if you're part of Pinery Paper Pals, post what you're making in our Facebook group. All right, thanks so much, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'm hoping to be back Monday at 1. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend.